and welcome to the Oddspedia channel. La Liga is back on the 11th of June. Yeah! Mark this date in the calendar. It's gonna be at 10 p.m. on Thursday. And we are gonna start with the great derby in Seville against Sevilla and Betis at the Sánchez Pizjuán. Probably the hottest derby in Spain. Also on Saturday we have Mallorca, Barcelona, and on Sunday another classic of La Liga between Athletic Bilbao and Atlético de Madrid at 1 p.m. in Spain. And then also on Sunday, Real Madrid hosts Eibar in their training ground Alfredo Di Stéfano. Remember, they won't be playing at Santiago Bernabéu Stadium now for the rest of the season. They are gonna play on Sunday also at 7:30. You can check all the schedules of the La Liga here. Are you ready for the start? We really are, but the competition is gonna change a lot. For instance, which players are recovered from injuries, what is gonna be the season like until the end of the competition, many things will change. So, because there are so many questions that we were gonna try to answer, we just created this video so you are updated with the last things that are happening in La Liga. We are also gonna see which are the best things and the worst things that we've seen so far in the competition. Come with us! And we already know that La Liga is starting on the 11th of June, but how will it be the competition? There are 11 match days left to be played, and considering that the next season will start on the 12th of September, these are official dates, there is a great rush to play all the single games. It is said that there will be football in La Liga every single day of the week until the end of the championships. At least in the next 2 weeks we are gonna have games every single day. So we don't know exactly which days though are gonna be available, because they have to play also the Champions League and the Europa League, and the UEFA hasn't said anything yet. But what we know is like there are gonna be many safety protocols following the German model already implemented in the Bundesliga. It goes without saying that the matches, of course, are gonna be behind closed doors, and all the stadiums in Primera and Segunda División will be closed for the public. Also, the players have been tested to see if they were carrying the coronavirus. This is normal and they are gonna do in every single competition. In addition, in the Spanish La Liga, all the stadiums will be divided into 3 zones. In total, there won't be more than 300 people in any stadium, being the strictest protocol near the pitch, of course, where there will be only 94 people. These are 22 starting players, then 18 players between substitutes and the ones that are not included in the list for the game. 16 people between the technical staff, doctors, ball boys, health personnel, lawn carers, security. So less than 100 people in the first ring. Then there will be also only 3 access points to the stadium. In any of the accesses, temperature controls will be carried out, gloves and masks will be worn, and the certificate of the last medical test carried out only 24 hours before the game. Of course, it has to be negative, are mandatory if you wanna go into the stadium. Obviously, players need to rest in their hotels, and here we have more security measures for them. Hotels have to be disinfected and bunkerized. Breakfast, lunches and dinners will be prepared in individual containers, and these even individual containers in individual bags with the name of each player tagged on it. So total control with the players. And if we talk about the game, before jumping to the pitch for the warm-up and to the game, players and referees have to wash their hands with alcoholic hydrogel. Also, of course, all the protocol acts, handshakes, hugs, team photos, all these are completely forbidden. At halftime, everyone must wash their hands again and must change their kit completely. And this is a very important thing, there will be 5 substitutions within a game. Something we have never seen in La Liga, only in the friendly games. So as you can see, many changes, and we are gonna see La Liga with new things, but I'm sure we all gonna enjoy it. And now let's talk about the competition itself. Probably even many of you don't even remember it. It was the last game, imagine, was on the 10th of March, far away. It was Eibar 1, Real Sociedad 2. That very same match day, Real Madrid lost the lead when they lost at Villamarín Stadium in a lousy game for Titans men, while Barca won 1-0 this time against Real Sociedad. However, the Blaugranas were having a lot of difficulties that day and only got the 3 points thanks to a penalty scored by Leo Messi in the 81st minute of the game. Only one match day before, Real Madrid had won the El Clásico against, of course, Football Club Barcelona at Santiago Bernabéu, and left Setien's team very harmed. But the truth is that we have an exciting Champions League ahead of us, especially if we see that these two teams have demonstrated nothing during the previous months. They are really unreliable this season, totally different from other campaigns. Barcelona, for instance, couldn't win 9 of their games during the season in La Liga we are talking about, and Real Madrid 11. That's a lot considering especially their dominance in the previous seasons in the Spanish football. So if we see what happened in the past, any game can be really tough for both of them. It is quite unknown how the two giants of the Spanish football will return to the competition. It's far to say at this point. I would say that the break, in my opinion, could have come in handy for Real Madrid especially. Titans men had only won one out of the last 5 games, and there was a moral breakdown, I think, after the game in Sevilla, and also especially after the defeat in the Champions League against Man City. Luckily for Los Blancos, there was this break, and also Zidane has been able to recover key men for this end of the season. Asensio, who, if you remember, was injured in the summer, so he missed the whole season, is back to training, and also Eden Hazard was not available to play, and now he could participate in all Los Blancos game. So the Frenchman will have a lot to choose from in the next games, and the team really need to be focused because the schedule for Los Blancos is not easy at all. They host Valencia and they visit San Sebastián in the first 3 match days. So Real Madrid need to win, I would say, almost the 11 games if they want to win La Liga title, because Barcelona are 2 points ahead. And if we talk about the Blaugranas, there was a lot of noise around the club in the during the quarantine. Especially a lot of people were attacking Josep Maria Bartomeu, the president. Even Leo Messi had to come to the rescue and spoke publicly, something not very usual for the Argentinian. Quique Setien's management left many doubts to the fans. It's true, okay, the former Betis coach has brought the possession of the ball, especially Barcelona fans like it, but is far away from tiki-taka, far away from Guardiola or Tito Villanova. The team, for me, is really boring, and they have a lot of difficulties to win every single game, no matter their rival. At least the good news is that they can count on the return of Luis Suarez, although he has left the confinement, putting some weight on him. You can see it here. There was no time though to recover from Dembélé. He's still sidelined, which is not a surprise. He's been always injured since his arrival to Barcelona. And if we talk about the fight for Europe, I would say it's also exciting, as exciting as the fight for the title. Check out how tight is the table here. 5 teams within 5 points. So we are gonna be really interested in this end of the season. Real Sociedad and Getafe have been the surprises here with 2 totally opposite styles, I could say, but both are really effective. Sevilla, with Lopetegui on the bench, was in great shape before the suspension and was the strongest candidate, in my opinion, to get this 3rd position of the table. Quite the opposite of Atletico de Madrid and Valencia, actually. Both were really confused with the Champions League, and right now they are outside the top 4. We are also very curious to know how the great victory at Anfield influences Atletico de Madrid. They were struggling completely in La Liga, suffering a lot. I would say that the season was really bad. The stars didn't work. You can see Morata completely lost, Diego Costa, even Joao Felix wasn't working at all. But now with that morale after the victory in Anfield, everything can change. And the same for Valencia. If you remember, they lost in the Champions League against Atalanta, and now they need to focus in La Liga if they want to play the Champions League or at least the Europa League next season. And if we talk about the bottom part of the table, you can see here there is also some excitement there. Espanyol is one, or I would say is the one that has the worst part to avoid relegation. Not even the signing of Raúl de Tomàs has helped the Catalan team to bounce back after a lousy first lap. They also have a new coach, Abelardo, but the things are not really working. Although they won against Mallorca and they drew against Sevilla and Atletico de Madrid. So I would say they are not dead at all. Abelardo, guys, he's a really good coach. He did a really good job with Alaves, so there is some hope for the team of Barcelona. Leganés is not dead either, although it seems so. Javier Aguirre is doing a miracle, I would say, and the team is becoming competitive again. Braithwaite's departure to Barcelona with the market completely closed seemed like the finishing touch for the Madrid team, but it was not. 4 points in the last 2 games give them some hope. It will be though very difficult also for Leganés to stay in Primera División. And 4 other teams are fully involved in the fight for avoiding relegation. The best part, I guess, is for Valladolid. They have 4 points above the relegation zone, although they got back-to-back defeats in the last 2 games. On the other side, we have Eibar. They were having a very quiet season, but they are getting into serious trouble. 4 defeats in the last 5 games have gotten them really down in the table, and now they visit Real Madrid in the next game on Sunday, remember. And quite the opposite is for Celta de Vigo, which is going through a lot of trouble all the season. They are down, fighting completely, but they are unbeaten in the last 5 games. Super Iago Aspas is capable of anything to save Celta de Vigo. And the last thing we have to talk about is Mallorca, which right now occupies the last relegation spot, but they've been fighting the whole season to avoid relegation. They were promoted last year to Primera División, so they don't want to lose the category that fast. As you can see, we are not going to be bored at all during the months of June and July watching La Liga. And now we are going to make a quick list of the best and the worst things we've seen during the championship, during La Liga. The best, Granada. No doubt they are the revelation team of La Liga this season. Diego Martinez's team is 9th in the table after being promoted only last season. There will be no problems for sure for them to stay in Primera, and they also made a great campaign in Copa del Rey. Getafe, what a project Pepe Bordalas has created. What a coach. There are actually rumors and that he's been linked with AS Rome for the next season. He's top coach. Also remember that Getafe knocked Ajax out from Europa League and Inter Milan is waiting for them in the next round. We don't know yet when it's gonna be there. And also we have to highlight in Getafe, Angel, the striker, 10 goals has scored so far and is among the top scorers of the competition. And Real Sociedad. Thanks to Imanol Alguacil, we are having fun when we watch Real Sociedad playing with Odegaard, with Januzaj, with Oyarzabal. They are all completely on fire. They will fight for European positions until the end of the season, and you have also to remember they have the Copa del Rey final. There is a Basque Country derby against Athletic Bilbao. Everyone is expecting this game up north in the Basque Country region. And the worst, let's start for Espanyol. The arrival of Pitu Abelardo and Raúl de Tomás seemed like Espanyol could revive, but now they are the first candidates to go to Segunda División. 6 points distance is right now the break they have to save if they want to stay in Primera División. Then Betis, the victory against Real Madrid cannot hide the weak season for Rubí's team. With players like Borja Iglesias, like Nabil Fekir or Sergio Canales, we expected much more from this Seville team. And Atlético de Madrid, the season in La Liga is really bad. We have to be clear here. However, the victory in Anfield in the Champions League against Liverpool give them some boost. And of course, in my opinion, Simeone's team must finish in the top 4 at least in La Liga. And now we are gonna make a list of the players you should follow and take a close eye until the end of the season. First one is Chimi Avila. The Osasuna striker is the main reason for this great reason of the Pamplona team. 9 goals. This speaks, in my opinion, by itself about the great campaign of the former Huesca striker. However, a torn knee ligament makes it impossible for him to play for the rest of the season. Really a shame. Odegaard, the Norwegian pearl, he belongs, remember, to Real Madrid, is playing really well this season for Real Sociedad. He's one of the motors of the Basque team and without a doubt, in my opinion, one of the sensations of La Liga. I'm sure we will see him very soon at Bernabeu Stadium with the white t-shirt because Odegaard is an amazing playmaker. And then we have Roger Martí. 11 goals with Levante are many goals. Paco Lopez team is still at risk of relegation, but they have 8 points cushion compared to Mallorca, who is the third and the one that marked the relegation zone. So I guess this cushion is thanks to the striker in good part to Roger Martí. As you can see, a lot to see and a lot to decide in La Liga. A lot of emotion to savor in the warm Spanish spring and summer. We are going to have to stay up late though. As you've seen all the schedules, they are gonna play very late hours at night. Surely, however, it will be worth it because we are already looking forward to the return of La Liga. If you like the video, do not forget to give it a like and click the subscribe channel button. We will be back very soon with more information about sports and about betting in Oddspedia channel.